In the previous video, we did the wheel shape. Now what we're going to work on is putting these holes in there. So what we're going to come down and do is we're going to place a sketch, and we're going to place a sketch on that inside face right there. I'm going to come up and grab my arc tool, and I'm simply going to draw two arcs. I'm not going to dimension them at this point. But what I'm rather going to do is I'm going to grab their center points and I'm going to drag them so that they align with the center here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to my dimension. The outside arc is 0.625. The inside arc is 0.375. Next, I'm going to come up to my line tool, go from the center point to my outside line here, and my center point to the outside line of this arc. Then I'm going to grab my trim tool or my scissors, and I'm going to trim the little extra that's here, trim the little extra that's here, and then trim my center guidelines that I've created. Now, I need to come and dimension from my outside lines. That is 30 degrees. Now, the next thing I need to do is I need to draw a line in the center right here. And you're going to notice I'm going to come up here and I'm going to flip this line to, oh, I need to escape that tool. I'm going to flip this line to a construction line. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dimension from this line to my construction line 15 degrees. That's going to center that. Now, if you don't want that construction line there, 100% fine, we can just delete that off. And what you're going to notice is we have this now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude this face as a removal, and I want to remove through all. So I now have that, coming to my bottom, have that one hole or cutout. So now that I have that hole, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to drop down my menu, and what I want to do is I want to pattern this. So I'm going to click on circular pattern. I'm going to change it down to feature pattern, and the feature I want to do is that hole that I just made, so that extrusion 2, which is really easy to select here. The axis of that pattern is my circular edge here. I want 6 of these equally spaced out, and you can now see that, if I gain a little bit of perspective on this, my wheel is definitely starting to take shape. Now what we have to add is this little peg there. Now to place that peg on, I'm going to create my sketch. I'm going to go to my bottom view here. I'm going to place it on that inside. I'm going to grab my circle tool, and I'm going to come center with this line right here. I'm going to go 0.25. Now I'm going to grab my dimension, and I want to go from the center point to my center point here, 0.7 inches. And that cannot be right. Give me 1 second. And it is right. So we're going to extrude this now 0.375 inches. I can green check mark that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay a sketch on top of that extrusion I just did. I'm going to grab my circle tool. I'm going to choose the center point of that. And on this one, I'm going to make a 0.125 inch circle. And I'm going to extrude this one 0.125. And I can green check mark that. And then I'm going to grab another sketch and put it on that smaller circle. And on this one, I'm going to draw on that center a 0.0625 inch circle. And on this one, I'm going to extrude it as a removal as a 0.25 inches to give me a little bit of a hole there.